Hey everyone, it's Demisha Ricks coming back at you with more information about your banking. Now, we stopped off with retail banking, the different types of banks that there are. Your retail banking, you have your credit unions, and we talked about the first account that most people generally get, okay, which was a savings account. We also talked about the type of coverage that may be protection if something were to happen to the bank in a way of getting your funds back. And that was the FDIC for retail banking and NCUA for credit unions. Okay, now let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay, checking accounts, where I put my money at. Yes. Okay. Now, checking account and spending account is the same thing. They may have them termed differently depending on the institution, but they are the same thing. Okay. Now, this is where you're going to put most of your money because you want to be able to spend it. That's what a debit card comes from. Now, I don't know about you, but I'll ask this question because my parents asked me this and it really didn't click until after I got my house. So, I don't know, 7 years into the game. I got my first house at 22, excuse me. Can't think of how old I was. Whoa. Getting old. So at 22 is when I got my first house. I had my first bank account at 15 because that's when I had my first job. Okay. So the question they asked was, who do you pay first when you get your check? I was like, well, I got my cell phone bill. I got my mortgage. When I didn't have a house, I had my rent. I need to pay for my internet because, I need to be able to watch my stuff. I need to pay for my cable bill. I'm listing. And this is the look that my parents had. Right. Who worked for it? And I was like, what? Of course I worked for it. What? So why don't you pay yourself first? Pay myself first. I'm like, but I'm spending the money. Of course I'm paying myself first. Okay. What other money do you have besides your bills? And a little bit of spending money in case you want to do any entertainment or anything like that. I got a little bit of savings. So, who you paying first? I was like, I probably need to pay myself first. Now, here's the thing. $200. And that's every 2 weeks. So say you're making let's bump it up to $500 a month that you're making. $500 a month. You got a cell phone bill if your parents are making you pay for it. Or if you're in a group home or an institution. However the state has it. I'll have to get more information on that. But if you have a cell phone, how are you paying for it? If you have anything that you have to pay for, insurance, I don't even know if you can have a vehicle because who's going to sign for it? But if you have it, how are you going to pay for insurance? And then because at 16, insurance is buku money. Just ridiculous. We are going to break down insurance later on. But if that's where your money is, let's step it up. Let's say you're moving out. All right, you're able to work full time. Oh, Demisha, I got me this job. It's about to be chips. I'm about to be stacking them. All right, go get it, bro. Handle it. Who you paying first? I don't care if you start off with $25. Pay yourself first. Now, here's when I say in the $25. I know we talked about a couple of videos ago about investing into yourself. Invest in books. Read, please, because they can't take your knowledge away from you. And if you're learning skills to get your job, like if you're even if you're going to be in any institution where you have the ability to rise to different job titles, because generally you start off at the bottom because you have no experience and no education. If you have one or the other, and they are expected, if you have experience and they want education, or if you have education and they want experience, you're starting at the bottom. So get those books, get them read. Use the library. You can find a lot of these at the library. And like I said, use those online tools. Udemy, Gumroad, There are a lot of people out there you can get these skills from, okay? I told you about Chris Johnson. I told you about Todd Capital. There are a lot of people out there who you can gain information to make your money grow. $25 to start off in the beginning is a good amount, okay? If you have more, do more, because that just means you get to your goals faster. You trying to get that whip? Faster. You trying to get to that house? Faster. Why am I going to take my time? I don't know about you, but I like what I like, and I would like it to be now. That's the society we live in. That's what they tell us. We should have it now. You want it, go get it. You get it now. All right. Either way, let's do this. So, here's the thing. If you don't know how to fill out a check, you're kind of stuck. Because even if you don't, let's say, because a lot of people don't get checks these days. That's an older people thing. They really don't use them as much anyway. I know when I first came along and I first worked in the bank, I wanted the little cutesy checks. I mean, they had like Looney Tunes. They had the cute stuff on there. You're like, my checks is and you don't know about these checks. And I wanted some with my name on it because it was my name. It had my address. I was boiling. Don't do me. But I had a family member that I recently dealt with, somebody I recently dealt with, in his late 20s, and filled out a check incorrectly. And I'm like, now from what I recall, because it's been a long time since I even had checks, I know how to fill them out, but it's been a long time since I've actually physically had a checkbook. I believe it indicates how to fill it out on the checkbook. It just goes down like that sometimes, okay? Now here's the thing. Keep track of your money. If you have checks, it does not mean you have money. I literally had this lady come in at the bank. Y'all, let me tell you. She was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with my account. I mean, can you look at it? Sure, let me look at it for you. Let me see what is going on in your account. I mean, here's me. My facial expressions be on 1,000 all the time. Still working on that to this day. Anyway, so as I told, she was like, well, what's wrong with my account? I was like, you have no... You know, now you try to be on the whisper. You be trying to get close. You ain't got no money in your account. Zero money. As a matter of fact, you owe us money. Oh, that was the whole... But I still have checks, though. So, I mean, literally, I was like, what does you have checks mean? If you ain't got no money in your account, you ain't got no money in your account, bruh. Like, I don't... So that I literally had to explain. And mind you, I'm about 18 or 19, explaining this to somebody who is in their late 30s, early 40s. How is it that do not know that just because you have checks does not mean you have money in your account? You still have to balance. And you can go from, I had $1,000. I paid $600 in rent. I paid $100 in electricity. I paid my gas bill. I paid all these bills, and I had about $50 left, and I needed to get some groceries. And then, but I forgot. I don't even know how much I really have. In reality, she only had $50. I'm about to go get these groceries. Yes. Spent $100. Wrote the check. Came back and I was like, do you recall? Right. And then the thing is, with checks, you get a picture. They be showing you a whole little picture. You be like, do you recall writing this check? And you be like, I don't think that's me. You be like, but your signature matches the signature that is on your account. This is why they do a signature card when you sign up. One, so they have your signature so they can compare in cases of fraud. And two, so you legally agree to the terms of getting the account. That is what happened. This Maintaining your money is not new, but people do not do it. And if you don't know where your money is going, what you gonna do? All right, let's go on. So post-dated checks. Now, this is a thing that people used to do all the time. I couldn't stand it. So let's say like today, let's say it's the first of the month. Okay, let's go with the first of the month. It's not the first of the month, but let's just say it's the first of the month. All right, so it's the first of the month. All right. They gonna write the check for the 10th. Well, my bill is due on the 10th though. I'm gonna write it for the 10th because I'm gonna get paid on the 8th, but they need my payment, technically speaking. No. Let's rephrase it. Let's flip those numbers. I have a bill due on the 8th. I don't get paid until the 10th. I'm going to write the check date for the 10th when I get my bill. When I get my check. And people used to be mad. Well, why is my check getting cashed? It was post-dated. Well, when I started working, check 21 came in. They started electronically processing. As soon as you write that check, they are able to electronically process your check. Going ahead and doing a post-dated check is not going to help you. It's really not. And a lot of institutions do not have to honor it. It is in your terms and conditions. Do not do it. They tell you do not put a date in the future because your check can still get cashed if it is presented. Now, so a lot of tellers will be like, no, because this is dated for in the future. And it's not like they can give your business out. It's not like they be like, well, they ain't got no funds up in here to pay this. They can't be giving your business out. But you signed it. So if you sent it in and they just ran it through the little machine, the machine cannot see. And the way that they run it through the machine, they run the bottom. They run this part. And then they type in the amount. They run the routing, the account number, and the check number. It does not show your date on there if they just run it through the machine. That's why it's easy enough for them to cash it, regardless if you have it post-dated. Don't do it. I'm telling you now. Debit card, y'all. Debit cards. Okay, this is where it is. I'm telling you right now. I used to get people. No, we don't. You go in, you sign up and get a PIN number. Boom, boom. You get your money. Don't write your PIN number anywhere. Ever. Don't tell anybody unless you trust them. Family included. Now, I am good with numbers. I make it a point. Even if somebody, go use my debit card because I don't want to give you the money. You can just use my debit card to pay for this. I make it a point not to remember somebody's PIN number. I could. But I got enough cards and PIN numbers to remember my dang self. For my dang self, why would I remember yours? So, don't do it. Now, here's the thing. When you're going to get this, when you're going to use it, I'm getting into some examples here. There are times when your debit card can just help you, okay? And you're like, what you mean it can just help me? I had somebody come in, and they were highly agitated because their card still worked and they didn't have any money. Here's the thing. Most institutions will allow you to still use your card if you have no funds. It's called overdraft protection. There's a reason why. And at the time when I first started working the bank, I was in Arizona. Easy enough to explain because they did not have the rule back then that they couldn't turn off your electricity or gas or whatever the case for your AC. They didn't have that back then. So I'm like, so if it's the middle of the summertime, you ain't got no money. Or if you were driving across the desert and your car breaks down, do you want us to pay for it or do you want us to leave you stranded? You need to pay for it. Exactly. You want us to pay for it. And you want to hit us back when you get the chance. You don't want to be stuck in the heat. Too many people die from heat because they ain't drinking the water or they don't have enough air circulation, whatever the case may be. Or if you're stuck in the middle of the desert, you don't want to be out there with no water, whatever else you got in your car, and you can't move, and whatever else is in the desert, Because there's animals out there. They don't care about, well, they might be trying to get you, but you know. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't really think about it like that. Yes, these are safety precautions for you for a reason. Now, look, here's the biggest thing I'm saying. This is why I'm talking about the banks, you guys. Banks make they money on fees. You think I'm lying? Banks made billions with a B last year on fees alone. $11 billion on fees. And it's for some stupid stuff. Okay? So here we go. Let me just do some of the things that you should understand first before I break down the fees. Money orders. Money orders are generally going to be a little less than $1 for you to buy. And the money order is because you don't have checks. If you're not carrying around checks and you want to make sure you have record of paying somebody, a check is actually a good thing to go. And unless you have some, which we have cash apps now, so now you can still track it in your cash app. Something totally different. But there are some people who just don't trust electronic stuff, so they want a physical check. A money order can go up to $1,000. So like I said, you can go to Walmart. It's like 86 cents. You can get it for a little bit less than $1, a little over $1. Almost any retail, even Circle K, any gas station, you get your money order. Okay, now cashier's checks are different. They were between $3 and $10. Now, for a cashier's check, they can be for any amount. I mean, your buku money. They don't have a limit. But you have to have the funds in your account, just like you have to pay the money to have a money order. And you have to know who it is specifically supposed to be named towards. Here's the thing. If you get a check, you get in a car accident, they have a check, and they send you a check, and it has your name. You're like, yes, I got my name on it. But then it says, and anything that says your name and, that means you and whatever else is on there has to get signed. Go try and find your insurance company or your finance company for your car. See, they do the and because they make sure the finance company is getting their money. You do the and, so whoever else is supposed to get their money is getting their money, or at least they're there. That's what ands are for. Okay. Now here's the thing. Here's how this adds up. I'm gonna tell you this right now. People are like, oh dang, you just let me use my card. How I go over my amount? Did you keep track of it? Well, no. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. You spent. I got an example in here. Let's go with this. You had $10 in your account. You got a direct deposit, $1,000. So you have $1,010 in there. You spent $1,000, and I'm gonna round this up. Let's say you spent $1,030. Okay, so you spent $20 over what you had. Well, Demisha, why do I have 5 fees on here? Because you did 5 different transactions that added up to $20. Well, Demisha, how the heck did they get to that much money? Well, generally speaking, an overdraft fee is about $35. 35 times 5 is $175. So those 5 transactions that only added up to $20 over what you had in your account cost you $175. So you are not only out the $175, but you're also out the $20. So you owe them $195. Well, Demisha, can I get a refund on that? Because I just didn't know. I didn't realize I was that close. I'm going to tell you now. A teller generally has authority only to reverse one or two fees. There goes $70 maybe. You still got well over $100 to pay. The branch manager does not have that much more authority than the teller, except extenuating circumstances. So like somebody died. Something crazy, just something crazy. Now here's the thing. Please believe they notate why they reversed more than the authority they have. And if they see a pattern, you won't be getting fees reversed on a continuous basis. They gonna make their money, and soon they will just close your account, and you just owe until you pay them back that money. You gonna be stuck. Here's the thing: get stuck in one bank. There is a system that the banks use, and if you are in this system, you can't get an account anywhere until you pay your balance off, which makes sense. If you have a group of friends and you go get some money from Joe and David, John, and Jim all know that you don't give them no money back when you borrow it, how likely is Joe finna give you some money when they all friends and they probably talk about it? Really not likely. Just like you wouldn't continually give people money. I don't care if it's family members or not, especially family, because they try and do you like that. Oh, you love me. They try and play on the emotions. Friends try and play on the emotions. People you know try to play on your emotions. If you continue to get burned, how likely are you to continue doing the same old thing? I was about to say Isaac Newton. No, just kidding. Albert Einstein. Continuing to do the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. You will stop. Banks will stop. Any institution that has any kind of intelligence written into their stuff will stop. Real simple. Real simple. And then let me tell you this. This is something I'm gonna just put it out there, okay? When you have your account, you sign the account. You sign the terms and conditions. Read the freaking terms and conditions. Because once you sign, you mean, yes, I agree to whatever is in those terms and conditions. People will be, oh my gosh, you have so many commercials today. Tell me you don't see the commercials. Oh, I can't believe I had these fees. These fees are just add up. You signed for those fees when you signed up for the account. Just because you didn't read it is not your fault. It's not the bank's fault or the credit union's fault. That is your fault for not reading. Generally, they say about the same thing. Well, it's all in legalese, Demisha. I don't really understand. Really, in reading it, the part about the fees, that's the part I skipped to. The fees. What's going to happen with the fees? What's going to happen if something happens to the bank and I need to know how I'm going to get my money back. I need to know that. Know those things before you sign for the accounts, because you will be stuck and they will show you. You signed for this, Demisha. You agree to all this and you check the box that says you terms and conditions you understood. Privacy policy, you understood. So you can't be mad because you failed to do something and it messed up your own money. Who does that? Oh, believe me, a lot of people do it. I can't believe, just like we said, there are plenty of bank commercials out there right now. I can't believe I just bought me some coffee and I got a fee. That's because you didn't know how much was in your account. And then you got the fee. Yes, that's what happens. They're like, maintenance fee. What's the maintenance fee? It will explain what that is in your terms and conditions. It is there. Please believe. And when you're investing, read the terms and conditions about the investing. A lot of times the classes that I took, Todd Capital, Chris Johnson, those classes, they break it down so the regular person can understand what those particular terms are. You can sit there and ask the banker, what does this mean, if you do not understand? And if they need to break it down for you even further because your comprehension just isn't there, break it down further. Or take somebody who knows. Like when you go for a car, which we'll talk about later, when you go for a car, take somebody who knows. Don't just try and go in on your, I'm grown, I can do what I gotta do. This is my money, bro. Your money to lose it. Let's get this real. Banks are going to take what you signed and authorized them to take. Now, there are things you can do. We talked about your debit cards. Your debit cards will work if you have overdraft protection. And generally, banks try to give you some type of overdraft protection. It generally may come in the form of a savings account. Now, savings accounts, You have a transaction limit of 6. Don't be overdrafting more than 6 times. You will get a fee. You will get the savings account fee, and you will get the overdraft fee. They may have a credit card set up as your overdraft. All you have to do, if you choose not to stay in it, opt out. They have that type of option. You can negotiate some different terms on your banking account. All you have to do is ask, look into your terms and conditions, figure out what it is. Now, here's the thing. I was following Tiffany Aliche, the Budgetnista. Now, she did some I hadn't thought about, because she said, well, Demisha, and this is her class. Well, class, here you go. If you're trying to save for something, why would you have it in the same institution that you use as your checking account? And I was like, easy access. And she was like, exactly, that's the problem, easy access. Let's say you at the Target, you at the Walmart, you at wherever you go, you going to Nordstrom, let's get on that level. You at the Macy's, you at all this kind of stuff that you at. Oh, I don't have enough for my checking. Let me switch it over from my savings account. Boop, 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 boop. 2 seconds up in there. If you have your savings account at a financial institution that is only online, it takes longer for you to get your account. Business days, like 3 to 5 business days. Makes it easier to save your money because you can't just access it. You can't be at the store like, oh, I want this. Like going to the store grocery shopping when you're hungry, bad idea. You get more than you really was trying to get. If you go to the store, you weren't even trying to buy anything, but you see this, oh, there's some cute shoes. Oh, this jacket, I do need a new jacket. I did kind of gain some weight. This, look, the holiday's about to come up. People be eating. We've been on quarantine. People been eating. So, buying stuff on a limb is not a new thing, but if you have an account that you can't access quickly, such as like an Ally Bank is one. I have Ally Bank. That's one of my accounts that I have. It takes a minute for me to get my money. So I make sure I have a automatic transfer from my checking account at my regular institution that I have my debit card with to move over to Ally, where I am saving. And have no card, have no access beyond the internet. And to get my funds from over there to my account in my checking account, it takes 3 to 5 business days. So that's a plan ahead moment. And I don't be in the store, oh, let me think about that. No, it doesn't happen because it takes too long to get the money. You have different things you're saving up for, have different accounts. You saving up for a house, have that so you can't touch it. You saving up for a different type of whip or a whip in general, have it so you don't touch it. You trying to save up for this trip, have it so you don't touch it. You trying to save up for a wardrobe, you trying to save up for different things, have it so you don't touch it. Now look, I want to talk about some different things about moving out, okay? Moving out, this is where we at. You're like, Demisha, what do you really like? I don't even understand why we're gonna talk about this specifically. No. This is something that you don't get in school. We're talking about if you have to have co-lease owner, if you have a roommate. We talking about the type of places that you want. We talking about utilities. We talking about when to go, how to pay, the benefits. We talking about all of it. This is to come. Now, like, subscribe, hit the bell button. This is Demisha Ricks, Miss Money Senses. If you have a comment, please share the video. And I will try and answer any comments. I will try to incorporate them in the next video. Let me know what you want to know when it comes to moving out. And parents, I'm going to break it down. So when it comes to this, or guardians, break it down. Now, this is some of the things that we will discuss coming forward. How to put things in order and list for those who you are teaching about finances so they have an understanding. Maybe even a workbook. We will work this out. Figure it out together. If you have any questions, let's get it done. Okay? Now I'm signing off. You guys have a wonderful day. And let's get ready. Let's keep this money in our bank accounts. If you have questions about the bank accounts, let me know, because banks will get your money. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to keep my money. All right, Miss Money Senses, Demisha Ricks. Y'all have a great day.